Introduction: Understanding Frustration and Anger. Have you ever found yourself feeling frustrated or unable to control your anger recently? At such times, you may be struggling to find a way to regain inner peace. We often feel that our emotional waves are constantly influenced by external events, but the real cause often lies within ourselves. Today, based on Buddha's teachings, we will discuss how to control frustration and anger. By changing how we respond to things, we can learn to keep our minds at peace. Let's explore this journey together. Chapter 1: The Story of Monk Anura and his disciple Sari. Long ago, in a land where Buddhist teachings were widely spread, there was a wise monk named Anura. Over many years, he found inner peace through meditation and shared his wisdom with many disciples. One day, a young disciple named Sari came to him. Sari was constantly troubled by frustration and anger over trivial matters in his daily life. He was always feeling stressed, overly sensitive to others' actions, with a simmering anger within him. Anura listened quietly to his troubles and said, "Anger is like a fire. External stimuli may ignite the flames, but what fuels the fire is the fuel within your own heart." Anura taught that understanding the nature of anger was the first step to freeing oneself from it. Chapter 2: Where does anger come from? At the core of Anura's teachings was the idea that anger doesn't come from external events, but from accumulated emotions and expectations within. He explained to Sari, "We all have various expectations of the outside world, but when these expectations are betrayed, anger arises. In other words, anger comes from your own expectations and assumptions. Therefore, it is essential to explore the root of that anger." With this teaching, Sari began to search for the seeds of anger within himself. He realized that unresolved emotions from the past and excessive expectations of others were the kindling for his inner flames. Chapter 3: The Technique of Observing Anger. Anura encouraged Sari to observe his feelings of anger in daily life. He said, "Don't try to suppress your anger, but rather observe it. It's important to understand how the emotion arises and where it comes from." One day, while shopping in the market, Sari was bumped into by another customer, causing him to drop his things. In that moment, anger surged within him. However, instead of suppressing it, he remembered Anura's teachings and quietly observed his emotions. "Why am I feeling angry right now?" he asked himself, gradually realizing that his own expectations and desires were fueling the emotion. Thoughts like, "They should pay attention to me, and I deserve respect," were what ignited his anger. By exploring the beliefs and expectations behind his emotions, Sari learned that understanding the roots of his anger was the key to letting it go. Chapter 4: Calming Anger Through Meditation. Anura taught meditation as a practical method for controlling anger. He said, "Meditation is a powerful tool to calm the mind and observe emotions objectively. Through meditation, we can watch the waves of the mind and avoid being swept away by them." Sari began to practice meditation daily under Anura's guidance. During meditation, he would simply observe the anger or anxiety within himself, without reacting to it, quietly watching it unfold. Gradually, he came to realize that he was not a slave to his emotions, but an observer of them. Chapter 5: Understanding Anger in Relationships with Others. Anura also spoke about the impact of anger on human relationships. When we direct anger at others, it doesn't necessarily solve the problem. In fact, it often deepens conflict and discord. However, by understanding our own anger and showing compassion towards others, we can improve our relationships. Sari practiced this teaching and began to approach his relationships with friends and family from a new perspective on anger. Instead of reacting immediately to others' actions, he made an effort to understand their feelings and circumstances behind their behavior. Chapter 6: Finding Peace Beyond Anger. Months passed, and Sari realized he had become a completely different person. No longer was he easily swayed by frustration or anger, and he had developed the inner strength to accept things quietly. One day, Sari expressed his gratitude to Anura. "Thanks to you, Master, I have been able to find peace beyond anger. I used to get angry at others so quickly, but now I am no longer consumed by such feelings." Anura smiled gently and said, own efforts and understanding that you have achieved this. When you let go of anger and cultivate a peaceful heart, that peace spreads to those around you. Conclusion: finding inner peace through Buddha's teachings. Today we face a lot of stress and anger. However, as Buddha's teachings show us, by understanding and observing our emotions, we can regain inner peace without being trapped by those feelings. Anger is not an emotion that can never be eliminated, but how we handle that emotion can greatly influence our happiness and peace in life. Starting today, try observing your emotions calmly and looking for the expectations or assumptions behind your anger. In doing so, you will find that peace begins to emerge in your life. Through this script, I hope that viewers will find ways to control their frustration and anger and achieve inner peace. Thank you for watching.